Well, hello and welcome to another this OMG fly tying seminar. Today we're going to keep it the theme and keep it nice and simple. And today we're going to tie a Hud's Bushwacker. Now this is supposed to be a weedless fly. I'm not entirely sure how realistic that is. It's a very nice fly. It's a very good fly. I think if you have it built right, it's pretty good at being weedless, but I just tend to never really call any fly truly a weedless fly. Now this fly here is it's really quite a bit of fun. It has good movement in the water, it has good shape to it, and the color selection that you can do with this is matching the hatch. You can just have a ball with it. There's so much that can be done with this fly. It's really good fly. You can build it out of craft fur. You can use deer hair. Bucktail is your best bet. Like I said, we have some craft fur here. I'm going to put in a bit of Game Changer synthetic as well, and I also have a bit of this crinkle body material. And the good thing about this is that it's really stiff, and that's really where you're going to get your weedless function out of. So today we're just going to keep it simple. We're just going to do like a black and white shiner, and like I said, we will be using either craft fur or bucktail for the black, and craft fur, bucktail for the white. And we're going to do this little red accent in here. I'm just going to, use a piece of either schlappen, or I might get some red fiber and just tie that in. And we're going to use some crystal flash as well, just to give it a little extra oomph. I find that the crystal flash on this fly works really well. Just gives it that a little bit more of a dazzle to it. A good one to use is it's the lateral line flash, or sometimes they call it fish scale, and it works really good. You use it as the lateral line, and it's a really nice little product. I'm just going to keep everything fairly simple on this one. So we can also add some eyes at the end of it if we want. Make them big, small. Don't even have to add eyes to it. It's a pretty good fly. I think that you'll find when it's in the water, it sits quite nice and works very well. And you can make this really any size you want. You could make it smaller if you wanted to, bigger. I think this one here is a 2/0 hook, and what I use for these is the VMC XL wide gap worm hook. These, where I'm from here anyways, they're not really easy to find, so when you find them, get a bunch of them if you can. And if you're interested in tying these, then it's a wonderful hook for it. I've also got some 5/0s here, tying them a little bit bigger, so maybe some bigger bass or some pike. You could certainly use that. These hooks are they're great. The ones that I have, they're a little thinner, but don't let that fool you. That's still a pretty sturdy hook. It's got a little bit of give to it, but it fits the body well. And the reason for these hooks too, I'll just get into that, is that that bend in the hook and how everything sits across here, it just lines your material up really well to sit with that, with the top of that hook. So you start to build your body underneath, start and finish it with your body at the top, and you put a bit of support material in the middle so that your fly doesn't collapse. And it's pretty quick, it's pretty easy. So hang tight, and we'll get this onto the vise and we'll start tying. Thank you. Alright, so let's get tying the bushwhacker fly. Device. I'm just going to use standard black thread on this one. And one of the keys to this fly is to not build your head up too much on it, because then it gets a little hard to get all the material on there, and if you can't get all the material on, it's a bit of a bother. I'm also going to try something a little bit different today, and that's going to be, I'm going to put a couple of pieces of heavy, it's not even mono, it's more like fiber optic on here. I'm just going to line that up with this hook tip, and I'm going to tie it in. But first I'm going to put down the base, because I need that material to slope upwards. And like I said, I'm going to keep this pretty basic, pretty simple. It's just going to be black and white. I'll leave all the other colors up to you. Again, it's one of those match the hatch kind of flies, if you like. Or you can just get some nice colors and just go after stuff. It doesn't always have to be a match the hatch. I'm just going to pick out all the guard hairs and some of the really crazy wonky hairs. And I want to get the hair to sit back a fair amount on this one, so I think that's probably good, sort of a half of the hook shank on that. Stop that from spinning around there. And just tie that in. So now we can see how that's starting to work towards this hook point. And I'm going to add some UV flash to that as well. I think it's a nice little element to have on your fly, right, for your lateral line area. You could put as little or as large an amount of that as you want. I'm not going to run it down the sides. I'm just going to sort of layer everything up on top. And then I'm going to come back in and I'll clean all that up. Actually, it fits in there quite nicely. Come in with these two guys and make sure they're even. And this is just like you could use a heavy mono. Or you don't have to use anything at all, for that matter. I'm just going to try this out. Sorry about the clunk there. Typically, the stiffness of the hair on this fly is what makes it weedless. But I'm just going to do this simply for the why not factor. Sit up where it needs to be. Make sure that they're still in the right spot. So I was saying I don't normally do this, but I like the way that's turning out. So the next step is to add the top of this. But you know what? I'm going to put in just a little bit more of the white in here and just build that belly up a little bit more. So I decided to add a little bit more of the white into this, just to give us a little bit more of the body. And I'm just going to come in with a bit of black bucktail. Across the top. We'll match the other part of the fly lengthwise. Trim that off. I think we're still pretty good there. A little bit more. The thing you don't want to do is you don't want to be too far up on this head here, because then it's a little more difficult to tie everything in. Let's see where this goes. We'll pull back just a smidge. Get out of the eye of this hook. That's looking pretty good. Come in, I'll clean all that stuff off of the eye here. Actually, you know what? Look how that sits there. So I'm going to line the bulk of this hair up past the eye of the hook. Back up, make sure we got everything. Come back here. Oops, sorry. Pull out a bunch of the fluffy stuff. And then tie that in. Extra deer hair that I don't really need. And I'm going to come in. I have some more crystal flash. This is a black scale. Now it doesn't look overly black, but that's what it's called color-wise. Just going to dress the top of this guy up. Now we're just going to build up the head on that fly. And what I'm trying to do is I'm just trying to get it so that we have enough here to put some eyes on if we we want. I think that that's looking pretty good. Alright, so I'm just going to whip finish this. Clean out some of these hairs that we would go on here. Okay, so now, I don't know if I have any eyes lying around. I think I probably do somewhere over here. Oh, there we go. I'm just going to use a smaller size eye. I don't need to have a really big one on here. And just put that eye onto where it looks proper on the fly. I'm going to come back in. I'm going to put some UV resin on here to lock it into place, and then I'm going to epoxy the head. Oop. And that's why, so the eyeballs don't fall off on you all the time. Alright. Let's try eyes. They all look good. So, first things first, I'm just going to come in and I'm going to put some crazy glue on there. Hold those eyes in place. Run out of crazy glue. Alright. There you have it. The HUD's Bushwacker. You can make it heavier if you want. You can make it lighter. You can put the tag on the bottom if you want, like this one has, or you can leave it off. Sometimes we'll put those on. I think I said at the start of this that I likely would. But I think I'll just leave this one the way it is. There you are. Pretty easy fly. Excellent. When this gets in the water, all of these hairs will condense. So the profile of this fly is more likely to be like that, which gives a nice shiner size. So I hope that you enjoyed this video and found it somewhat informative. And I do appreciate that you took the time to watch it. And if you like the video, give me a thumbs up. If you're new to the channel, please feel free to subscribe. And like I always say, if there's a fly that you'd like to see get tied, let me know, and I'm more than happy to try one out. Exploring new flies is always a fun thing, and that's how I came across this one. Somebody had just suggested it, and away I went with it. And it's neat. You can, like I said, you can tie it in any way that you want. Any match the hatch, any color palette, any size of hook, size of eyes. It's a pretty fun little fly and easy. So thanks again for watching, and tight lines, everybody. Remember, practice CPR, catch, photo release, and take your kid fishing. Get out there and enjoy yourselves. Thanks again. Bye-bye.